On our first flounder rig, all we have here is a jig. Okay, here you can see I pull the main line out from the rod and reel. And here's a swivel, but it's not attached. I don't use swivels. I pull that main line right out. Here I got a surgeon's loop knot and it goes right to my jig. Now what I'm going to do with this is put a minnow on here or a piece of Berkeley Gulp soft plastic bait. And that's going to catch the flounder, also known as a summer fluke. So once again, all we have here is a fluke jig. Main line comes out, surgeon's loop knot to the fluke jig. And the best possible bait that I found is a minnow here. If you don't have minnows, you can use worms, bloodworms, soft plastics, Berkeley Gulp. It all works. This particular homemade fluke rig cost a couple cents for the hook and maybe $1 or $2 for the jig. So this is a fluke jig that you buy in a bait and tackle store. Now that thing's going to cost at least $5 for this. When you open this package for this fluke jig, or flounder, sea trout, croaker, it'll catch all of them. When you take this rig out of the package, this is what happens. That's what it looks like. This thing explodes. This is a mess. You're going to cast this out and get snagged in 2 minutes, because when you're fishing for flounder or fluke, you're fishing on structure. When you cast this out or drop it off the boat or off the sod bank, this is going to get snagged. That's where all the fluke and the flounder are. They hang around structure. This is going to get snagged like this. This is a mess. And you're going to waste $5 in 2 minutes. This is a much better choice. For about $1 or $2, you can make your own fluke rigs. I know what the pros are going to say. You need that swivel to stop the line twist. I haven't had a problem with line twist. You're dropping this off the sod bank, or off the boat, or off the bridge, or the pier, or the dock. You're good to go. Okay, once again, you're going to put a minnow on here. Put a minnow on here. You could bring 2 fish in at a time with this. Now this fishing rig is going to catch a lot more than fluke, flounder, sea trout, croaker. You're going to catch weakie. You're going to catch sea bass. You're going to catch doggies, sand sharks. You're going to catch a wide variety of fish with this, because in my opinion, you're going to catch more fish on the bottom. I know a lot of guys like the top water with the lures skimming across the top. You got to get that bait on the bottom. That's where the real fish are. Now this is my personal favorite and the fluke rig I use 6 months of the year, starting in May till the end of September. I pull my main line out and I put a surgeon's loop here or a T-knot. If you use a surgeon's loop knot here, this could tangle around, but if you use a T-knot here, it will not tangle. The reason I like this homemade rig, instead of the jig on the bottom, I put the weight. If this jig is on the bottom, that hook is going to catch all kind of snags on the bottom. I use the weight at the bottom. I come up about 8 to 10 inches and I have my hook with my minnow here. So if I'm on a sod bank, I'm just casting this out and reeling it in slowly, and I'm tapping that sinker on the bottom. If I'm in my boat, got the slow drift going on, I just drop this straight down and I'm tapping that bottom, pulling up lightly. I know a lot of guys like to jig that like it's going out of style. I do it nice and slow. When I'm jigging this nice and slow, when that fish bites, I can feel that fish, and I'm pulling up anyway. I'm dropping, tapping the bottom. I'm pulling this up an inch or two, I'm dropping it, and that fish is going to hit that minnow on that hook. So I know exactly when he's taking that bait. Now I saltwater fish, so my fishing line is usually around 25-pound test, because you will hook a big cow nose ray or something like that. I even hooked a shark last year with 25-pound test. I got that video on my page you can check out. It was a lot of fun. This is the fluke rig, or the homemade fluke rig, that I like the best. Thanks for your support. Live from Bass Street here at For Reals headquarters. See you soon.